Hey y'all, this is your girl Lala. Hey girl, hey. I hope you're doing amazing. I know, long time no see, but I'm getting into the habits of things, getting back into the groove of things. The last few weeks have been a challenge, but I'm glad that we're here today. But I want to come on here and talk about what we're getting into now. I told you guys I'm not exactly sure what this channel is going to be about. I just know it's going to be all things healing, all things women, all things business, okay? All things spirituality. That's me and wholesome right there. And we're getting into this book called The Artist's Way, right? If you have seen this book, drop down below what you thought of it. If you have already done this book, drop down below how was the experience for you. I just finished reading week 1, and that's what this video is going to be about. Basically an intro and just a little bit on week 1, because I'm gonna do another video of like the check-in that I'm gonna do probably Saturday. I'm gonna come in and do week 1 check-in with you all. But I just read week 1. So basically, right, the Artist's Way is about getting in touch with your artist within you, right? And when people think of artists, they think, oh, I have to be a magnificent painter, sculptor, writer. But your gift is an art. Whether that's your coach, whether you love talking to people, whether you singing, whether you playing around with kids, whether your passion is to, help the homeless, whatever. Your passion is an art, something that was given to you by source, right? So that's why I picked up this book, because that was my hold up when I wanted to read this book. I'm like, but I'm not an artist, so why would I be reading this, right? When you think about it, my gift, right? My gift is I could be able to help people get out their head, right? I'm a very good speaker. I love helping people. I love helping people heal. I just love being able to help people go through their transformation, right? And when I thought of that, because I'm an intuitive mindset coach, when I thought of that, I'm like, how is that an artist, right? But my gift is an art, right? Being able to have the art to be able to do that. What I deem as, oh, this is easy. So when my friend called me, hey girl, I need your help, and I'm able to split out my mouth, and then like, whoa, like that was magnificent. Whoa, what you just said to me just broke me all the way down, but it built me up. Not a lot of people have that gift, so that's an art, right? That's an art for me. And for you, like, what is your gift? And drop it down in the comment for me. Let me know, because that is your art. So this book, I thought, you know what, I'm gonna give it a try. I'm gonna be fair with it. I'm gonna just see what it gives and what it don't give. I'm always into self-help books, so that's some things that I'm going to be trying out on here with you all. So basically, the first thing that she talks about in this book is something called the morning pages, right? And it's something that I started to do a couple of months ago without reading the book. It's something that I searched up on YouTube, and I figured out about morning pages. I was like, that's something that I want to do. So I've been started doing morning pages since, let me tell you, in March of this year. So that's when I started doing morning pages. But life happened and I stopped doing morning pages. And it's crazy. I started back reading this book and she started back talking about morning pages. So let me tell you what morning pages is. I'm just going, as you know. Morning pages is basically just waking up in the morning, 30 minutes before your regular time, 30 minutes before you leave the house. Well, not 30 minutes. I'm hoping you're not waking up 30 minutes before you leave the house. But just basically waking up before the house wakes up. Get your journal as soon as you wake up and write 3 pages of things, right? It could be about anything. Most times it's negative, right? When most people start writing, it's journaling in a way, it's negative because you haven't had anywhere to push this stuff out on, right? So you basically just write 3 pages of stuff. Doesn't matter what it's about, doesn't matter what it says, it doesn't matter what it means, it doesn't matter any of that. It's not for you to be logical about it. It's like more so as a flow. Just really write 3 pages. Doesn't matter what it is. And what she says, what I didn't know until I found out today, is that you're not to go back and read this stuff, because before I used to write and then read the pages. But now she said it's just more so for you to have an outlet to get that stuff that's stopping you from functioning out of your gift, that's stopping you from functioning and being that artist that you are, and from doing your art, right? So having somewhere that's dedicated for those thoughts that may be stopping you from doing that stuff is what was the purpose of the morning pages. So that's the first thing that she talked about, being able to do your morning pages every single morning. And that's what I'm going to be doing now, getting back into the process of doing my morning pages every single morning. Have you done morning pages before? If you have, drop it down in the comment. Let me know how your experience is. Hell, if you stopped and say, hey, La, I need to continue to keep going, drop that down in the comments as well. Or if you have never heard of morning pages until just now, let me know that in the comments as well. So the first thing she talks about is basically morning pages. And something else that she talked about is just a synopsis of like the introduction of it. She talks about how most of us as kids, we were very creative. And if you think about a child that's like 5 years or younger, they were so expansive. Like most of us be like, what? They talk about stuff that we just don't know about. They're very creative. They're very daring. Like they're willing to do the things that you wouldn't even do on your worst day, on your bravest day, right? And she talked about most of us as that child that was brave, that did what their heart desired. Life, religion, culture, people, friends, family, their conditions piled up on us, right? Until now we're adults, or now, we're at this phase of our life. It's hard to get in touch with that inner child, but inner creative, right? So our artist, that was weird. Our artist is basically our inner child, right? And a lot of people don't understand that. When you think of, when she said that, I was like, whoa, like that's deep, because I have an 8-year-old. And me remembering, like at that age, like they are one of the bravest things in this world. So being able to go back and cater to that child is also healing in a sense, right? Being able to figure out what it is that stopped me from being this brave person. And you'll figure out it was a lot of conditions from other people, not from you, right? But from other people that you learn to carry on and hold on to. And you will see, when you start to unpack and really get in touch with your artist, you will start to understand that this is healing. Like you're sitting down with your inner child and you're healing them, and you're allowing them to come out. You're allowing them to play. You're allowing them to be brave. You're allowing them to wish. You're allowing them to hope. You're allowing them to just do what feels good without any repercussions, right? And that's what I was thinking when I was reading it. I was like, wow, like my inner child is basically my artist. And obviously with time, you know how some kids at 5 years old, they draw, it looks out there. We're not gonna lie about that. But with time, that gets better. But it's about how brave they was to do that. It's about how brave they are to wish and to think and to hope and to have their mind be so expansive is what we're after. That's the part that we're after, right? We're not after, they're cutting out the lines. We're not after that part. We're after the fact that they're able to be so expansive mentally, is what we need as adults, and what we need as people, and what we need as women, right? So it talked about, let me see here, I'm just going over this a little bit. It talked about just being able to come in contact of what those negative core beliefs are that is stopping you from doing what it is that you want to do in your life, right? And this is my synopsis, right? I want you to sit down and I want you to think about, like, what is stopping me from jumping off the ledge? What is stopping me from doing what my heart desire? What is stopping me? And most times it's core negative beliefs. And that's what she was talking about at one point of the introduction, or the week 1, is how our negative core beliefs stop us from doing the things that are daring, that we really want to do, but we're just afraid of it. We're fearful of it because of what people told us we can't do, the limits of people that put on us. Like we listen to that, right? So she have us doing this one thing where, besides the morning pages, it's called shadow. No, I'm sorry, it's not called shadow. Hold on, let me see. It's actually called I think it is actually called Shadow Date. Hold on, I think it's called Shadow Date. Let me see, because I am not leaving this out at all. I just want to be able to let you know. So an artist date, my bad. An artist date. So basically what she says is once a week you need to go on a date with yourself, but it's more so a date with your artist within you, right? So when I think about artist date, a lot of people don't even date ourselves, right? So when I think about this book, and when I thought that it was going to just be about like artist things, but it does speak to people that are artists, that not color, that paint, that draw, that write, but it can be universal in a way, right? Because she talks about artist date, basically taking yourself out on a date that really connects with your inner child. So it's not to be a date that's all serious, no plan, no, like, it's not to be that. It's to allow you and your inner child to have fun, right? Maybe go to a park, swing on the swings, maybe go to a pool by yourself and just swim, or maybe float because you can't swim like me. Basically just dating the artist within you. But for me, it's deeper than that. It's learning how to date yourself. It's learning how to love yourself on a whole nother level. So this book is universal, and I'm glad that I was able to see that. So that was the two things that she talked about. Your morning pages. Make sure when you get up in the morning, you write your morning pages. Do not forget. And you also do an artist date one time a week. And she says, because a lot of people make this excuse, and I've made this excuse, that, oh, it's so expensive to go out on a date. But if you really think about it, it's not really that expensive, If you go to a park, that's free, unless you have to pay for parking, which is like probably $5, I think, more or less. If you decide to, you can always do something on a budget, okay? Most of us just make excuses because it's something that's uncomfortable and unknown. But I believe, because I'm only on week 1, I believe when we start to implement the dates, we start to implement the morning pages, and we start to understand that being able to find that artist within us, being able to find that creative within us, is going to allow us to step out on faith of what we really want to do. Because a lot of us are in dead-end jobs. A lot of us are in dead-end relationships. A lot of us are in dead-end friendships. Like, we're doing things that we don't want to do. We're doing things that is truly making us unhappy. But the problem is that we don't think that we're worth it, right? And that goes into the next thing that she talked about is, the negative core beliefs of what we feel about ourselves because of what someone else told us, right? So she also says to write down, you want to write down like some affirmations, right? And a lot of people, when they think of affirmations, like, oh, that woo-woo stuff. But affirmations are actually really good, right? Because when we speak out the negative things that we believe about ourselves, it's nothing wrong with that. But when we try to challenge those negative things, right? Like, for example, I'm unlovable, right? Let's use that as an example. I want you to challenge that, and that's what she talked about in here. Like, when you start to think of those negative, she wants us to write down the positive affirmations, right? And when we write down the positive affirmations, be aware of the negative things that try to come up, right? So let's say if you wrote down, I am lovable, right? And you get a thought as, I am unlovable, like, what the fuck, like, nobody loves me. She wants you to also write those down, and we're gonna get to that point. She wants you to write down those negative beliefs that come up when you're doing your positive affirmations. She wants you to do this in the mornings too. She wants you to be conscious of that, right? And then what she wants you to do with those negative beliefs that comes up, figure out where that belief came from, who it came from. Because a lot of people don't understand that most of our negative beliefs don't come from us. And I'm going to continue to say that through this whole video. Most of our negative beliefs do not come from us. It comes from other people, other places, other things, right? So when you get that negative belief and you write it down, she wants you to also write down, who did this come from? A parent. Something you heard on TV that is valid, a workplace, a child, a friend, a spouse. Like, figure out who that negative belief came from. is what she also said in this book. And she also said to something called time travel. List 3 old enemies of your creative self-worth, right? So basically be specific on, I think this goes to what I was just talking about, but I'm going to reiterate it. Basically writing down those people that told you these negative or bad beliefs about yourself, right? And she wants you to write that down. She's very specific on what she want to do, but I don't want to go in depth like that. I think I just want to leave that nugget with you. And if you want to come on the journey with me, get the book. It's called The Artist's Way by Julia Cameron. So that you can get the in-depths of what she told us to do. I'm just giving you the synopsis of what she says. So the time travel lists basically 3 people that told you something negative or bad about yourself. She also wants you to think about, like, and it just goes into when those negative thoughts come up. And I want you, this is for me, even throughout the day when you have those negative thoughts, I want you to be conscious. If you could write it down on your phone, or if you could do this or you could do that, write it down, right? And I want you to write down who this came from, so when that thought come back up, you can automatically shun it out because you know it's not yours. Oh, no, I'm not unlovable. I am lovable. I am loved. Love is me. Love is me. Me is love. And I want you to repeatedly say that. I want you to repeat every time that you have those thoughts, because it's really about repetition. Those thoughts was put into your head, but it was something, in order for it to stay subconsciously, it was something that you had to repeatedly tell yourself, repeatedly hear from people, repeatedly, hear from people. I want you to repeatedly, when that thought comes up, I want you to take it and actually replace it with that new thought, right? With that new positive affirmation. And that's basically what she wants us to do. And she want me to do a check-in on Saturday. And I think that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna come here and have a check-in with you all. I probably won't, because I think I gave y'all a good bit of much. But I may come and check in. I may come and check in just to let you know, like, how things are going, how it went the first week for me, what I felt, what I didn't feel, and whatever. So this is a 12-week book. So it goes over 12 weeks of just different things that you can go through to just wake up the creative and the artist within you. A lot of people say this book changed your life. So that was the reason why I got it. I'm always ready for a good self-help book, okay? So a lot of people said it changed your life. We're gonna see. I'm gonna continue to do the morning pages. I'm gonna continue to read the book. Like I said, drop in the comments if you are going to come on this journey with me, or drop in the comments what questions you may have for week 1. If you don't want to get the book, but you want to, come in and try different things, comment below, like, what specific questions that you have that I can help, because week 1 was very in-depth. Like, there are several things that she wants us to do, but honestly, for me, I don't want to spew word from word, having to look at the book and tell you word from word what it says. I don't want to do that. So I love you all. I thank you for if you did sit through this video, I thank you for sitting through this video. But I'm gonna need you to like and subscribe, okay? Because I want you to be a part of this family that I'm creating over here on YouTube. I want you to comment below your favorite part of this video. I know I don't have all the fancy everything, but I'm all about the process, right? I'm all about from point A to B, but I'm about what's in between those two spaces, right? And I'm all about how the process is beautiful. Being able to see someone that's on their floor, which I am, with using a ring light, to being able to see someone go, bigger than that, maybe in a chair, maybe with a backdrop, maybe in an office. Like, the process is beautiful. Being able to be a part of that is beautiful. So I'm hoping that you take that as something beautiful, to be able to watch me go through the process with you. Sis, I love you. If nobody have told you that today, let me be the first to tell you I love you and I appreciate you. Your existence matter. And I hope you come back next time and we get to talk and we get to discuss. I'm going to keep my word. I'm going to be more consistent, okay? I know I said this every video, but for me, it's just the not knowing what to video about. I don't feel like my life is like, what's the word? I don't feel like my life is like interesting enough. But I just know that's a negative belief. I am very interested, very interesting, and people want to hear about me, and that's my positive self affirmation I'm gonna leave with you. Bye, sis.